I have to see this concert. I know every single one of these songs. Okay. Welcome, everybody. This is gonna be pretty much exclusive to just us. This is not gonna be aired, or the link's not gonna be posted anywhere else. So just for you guys and girls, if there's any girls here. What we're listening to is the new album by our guy Jai Wolf, Secure to Loneliness. Highly recommend it if you are into this type of vibe. Super cool, super chill. One of the greatest artists there is at the moment. Anyways, welcome. I guess what I did. I was able to fix my OBS to make it stream in front of my eyes, so I don't have to look up and break my neck the entire time with my little small mouse pad and in my hand and stuff. So with that, we could begin our adventure to see what we can uncover tonight, whatever you want to call it. So let's go. 3, 2, and almost 1. All right. So, what is going on? To me, this looks like a continuation up. I'll understand. From this Bitcoin, I'm not looking at Ethereum. I'm looking at Bitcoin. I'm looking at Bitcoin to show me the way, because Ethereum looks like a fucking gigantic piece of shit, and it's just hard. It's hard to judge what Ethereum is exactly doing. So, based on simply just Bitcoin, the fact that we haven't dumped really makes me believe that we're not putting in a sister wave with this at all. There's a possibility that this is, like I said, that's all one wave, and this is one wave, and then we're still waiting for that to do this. But if we throw the time tool, I absolutely love this song. I'm about to buy his tickets. See, based on this, we have to move down like now. So if this is gonna be true, the spare count right here, we have to move down now, which I don't think is gonna happen. I just don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think we're just gonna fall out the sky right now. I just don't. Within the next 3 to 4 hours, I just don't think we're gonna just fall out the sky like that. I don't think so. Yeah, we're outside this channel here, but we got a very good wick and buyback on this wick. If you throw it up like a 4-hour candle, it just looks very, very powerful. Even the 1 hour hammer candle, wick below these lows, came below this low, similar to what this one did on here, right here. Wick below these lows and move back up. Wick below these lows, or we can move back up here. Bitcoin looks like it's not putting in a regular impulse at all. It honestly, at this point, looks like it's putting in some sort of ending diagonal. And I think it's going to be ending expanding diagonal. What a great song. So we see we didn't hit a 1-to-1. Oh shit, wrong pivot. Sorry. Throw out that guy. Okay, we already hit a 1-to-1. We hit a 1.36. So this, we already passed. Typically, hold on. I need to figure out if this roll. Is there anything on there? Nope. So 1 second, I'm trying to look for something real quick. I'm looking for. I cannot remember for the life of me where I read it, but I know I read it somewhere that what? Yep, right here. Perfect. In an expanding variety, wave 3 is longer than wave 1. Wave 4 is always longer than wave 2, and wave 5... Okay. So if this is true, this should happen. Which I think this is going to happen. We're going to disregard this point, because I think this is 1, and this is your ABC here. I don't think this is 1. I think this is... There's a possibility that this could be 1, but I think this is 1. This is ABC, ABC, ABC maybe. It all depends on how we end right here and how we... Let me show you real quick. So, two possibilities is the one I'm about to show you real quick. Where if we put in like an ending expanding diagonal here, I'm going to disregard this pivot and go with this one here. And this means that this next move up won't hit this top line. It'll get really close, but it'll just miss it, I think. So here's a 1-to-1. In order for this to be true, this has to get over this. So if we take a trend line and connect it from here to there. If we move up from this point following this trend line from the inception of this point, we'll hit it around this area, which will be perfect because we won't hit this trend line. But it needs to be greater than a 1-to-1. That would be absolutely surgical. Other possibility. It's this one. Whereas this is 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. And we're putting in 5 now. But the reason I don't like this as much is because it doesn't necessarily... Oh, it does. I'll label these white. So in order for this one to be true, 5 cannot overshoot this white boundary. It's going to be fairly simple for us. These two, this black line can't be overshot, and this white line can't be overshot in order for us to stay bearish. What if we move up from this point, which I think we're going to? Well, along that, not necessarily. And I probably wouldn't, like I said, I'll just watch the reaction around here. I'm trying to remember where I got these. Is that the 4 hour? I think it was, right? Yeah. Okay, well, another thing I wanted to touch base on was this right here. Let me exit out of this screen. It's this. Okay, I know we're on Ethereum now, but I just want to touch base on this. The fact that... Okay, when you throw this trend line off TGX, we haven't broken it. Well, we can zoom in to make sure we're right on it. We're not on it, so serious. Okay, we have broken it. Oh, no, we haven't. But I want to show you something real quick. So when I draw these labels, so it's off that, and takes off this here, and this one down here is taken off here, which is the low down. That was pretty surgical, which is unfortunate. So, like I said, if I draw this trend line off PA now, which lows here, that pivot somewhere in this area right here. You notice how we haven't broken either of those on PA. We haven't broken either of them. So that means that there is strength in price, and TGX is going to show that if it can sustain this. That's why I'm thinking that we're going to still move up. And I think it's there also putting in like a, because that's a 5-wave impulse. That's a 5-wave impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks like a little 5-wave impulse. So A, B, C. A, B, C. A quick. This also could be any diagonal as well, in my opinion. Well, it's not any diagonal in Ethereum because we didn't cross territory, so be mindful of that. That's old. Especially how they're quick and sharp, sideways. So I do think this moves up. If you're a scalper, you may want you could possibly enter a position here long. I'm pretty tired, so I'm not gonna do this position. But this wouldn't hurt aiming for this target range up here. Stop right beneath those wicks right there, or right at those wicks, whatever kind of trade you want. And even at the lowest target range is 2.9. What happens if you get stopped out right at the top? Oh, right at the top is where we hit double top. You got a 1.9, so that's unfavorable. So you better hope it gets to the first top end range. But in terms of target range and rest of the reward, 3.7 is pretty good. And you can even tighten that stop off, but I think that's the safest place to put a stop beneath those wicks. You could put it beneath those wicks, but I think you have a chance of getting fucking stopped out there for a stupid stop out before it turns up. So just be mindful of that. And I'll just be looking to short this area up here on Ethereum. I just really would. And this is where I'm really curious. Is this a 1? Is this a 2? Is this 3? We won't know. Chevy on the high time frame is pretty fucking killer. So if you're still working on strategy on yourself to learn how to trade, I'm telling you, just follow Chevy and you'll be in good hands. So I like on Ethereum how we're above the bull range, how we supported this range down here on a 2-hour, how we're creating this hidden bullish divergence here. So if we are technically in accumulation range, so just be very mindful of that. As long as RSI can stay underneath here, with PA staying above these highs, it's all distribution amount, all distribution range. Alright? So be mindful of that if you're entering here, because you're entering in sort of a distribution range. It's better on TGX because the RSI is not really the oscillator you want to do it on. TGX is the better one. That'd be very hard for it to get up there. Even here. Oh, PA wasn't above it though. Down there. Yeah, I'm just gonna set myself. I'm not gonna go. Like I said, I'm not gonna long because I'm too tired to hold position overnight. But I will set myself at the highest point. I'll show this. This chart doesn't have our positions that we had from earlier. It's just a pretty naked chart. I wanted to get on the chart because that's TGX on it. I want to start incorporating it a little bit more because it does work very well. very well. I'll show you like an example down, like a quick example would be here. Look, all right. So on this 2 hour, let's start from here. Okay, we just dipped into bear range, right? We got a sell off. We dipped into bear range, so now we have a potential to stay in bear range. And all we need is some sort of rejection on this line, or this top line, and we can't go above it. And if we go above it, it invalidates any short setups that we have. So it came up, and right here you kind of rejected, so you could have went short here. And then right here you could have went short because you're rejecting still. And you could have taken profit here, you could have taken a profit here. Just depending on what kind of trader you are, you know. There's no take profit really on this, except like you should know, you just have to know the signs of what TJX is telling you. Two positives is telling you that those are essentially good buy coming, or if you just entered into a sell-off, like you just entered into bear range like this, that means it's a good short coming, which there was. Which, I mean, this was a good short, this was a good short, and all this was a good short. Which all this movement here was telling you that this was happening. It's gonna happen. All this was something. And so let's carry on with this real quick. We see what you got. So let's just say we took profit on those shorts you took from up here, and then you didn't long this, but you just took your profit because you didn't know if it's going to continue in the bear trend or not. RSI and my value range theory would have saved your ass and got you in this position here, if you know what to look for. Divergence, any of this, any point here was X pivot. There's two logical points there and here. That low right there, all those lows. On the top side is the top side, obviously. Divergence. Are you looking for RSI and PA to match each other, take those lows? Right here we got to close over. Broke out of the range. Even if you have this as X pivot, close over. You're over this range now, close over, continue on. But if you don't use my value range theory and you don't take it seriously, then you could have just waited for this. Let me show you. Using TGX. So you move up, you break, you just move into bull range, right? You gotta sell off. Now you're just waiting for any retest of this middle line, this top line first, this middle line, and this top red line. You cannot cross the bottom red line. You cannot cross the bottom line. You can get into red, but you cannot cross it, okay? Same thing with this. You can get into blue, but you cannot cross it. That's trend shift, or potential trend shift, okay? So you see, we broke below it, but we held support. So it's important to draw supports on TGX and resistances and stuff like that. So you could draw like this support here. Because I say you thought this was going to be the bounce here. Like, see how kind of rounded you draw it there. So you match that zone, which is around here. And we dipped below, but you see on PA we held that. The reason why I dipped below is because we had a sell-off, but we closed above that range. which TJX showed that coming soon. And as soon as you started holding that as support right there, that median line, all you gotta do is draw your resistance on the top side here, which is, you could draw it here, and all you have to do is wait for a close above it, or consecutive closes. You have 1, 2, but usually like for 3 to 4 in a row. 2 to 3 is usually what I say, but 3 is for safe, to be safe. Right there, you got it. And you take off. And then as soon as TJX started like moving up, then that's when he should have entered the trade. Moving up here. And then boom, you enter this zone, you're officially in bull range again. And again, so every time you get one of these, that means it's a good buy coming. Now that you're in bull range. So you got this, it's a good buy coming. Boom. You've supported that blue. All you have to do is draw your most recent resistance. Somewhere in this range. Now this one you wouldn't have got the close, unfortunately, above that range. But this is when you use value range theory to help you get in those positions. So let's see if value range theory saved your ass. Divergence. Within this divergence leg is your X pivot. I would say your X pivot is right there. It's never the highs, it's never the lows, it's always in the middle. So you can't choose that as your X pivot. It has to be within the range. I would say here or there. And you see that the rule is 0, 1, 2. X broke, but now is, see how people short that? So usually, that's why I tell you guys to short this X pivot. Because that's what people there's other way people see this pivot here. But this is a little shortcut, easier way to see this. And then if it's truly a breakdown, it will clear this X range in quicker and less time and complexity, which it did. But then on the accompanied move back up, it absolutely cannot exceed the golden box. And you see, at first it didn't. At first it didn't. Came back, and some people might have thought you got in a good trade at that moment, which at first it could have been. But then your telltale sign that this wasn't truly a sell-off was your volume. Where was your volume? It was lacking. See here? It actually had bullish divergence on that fall, on that sell-off in terms of what you're looking for, right? And also you could not close beneath those lows, but you wicked below it. So that's taking liquidity from down here, and then you're moving back up. It's in essence, it's almost like a stop hunt. Okay, so I want you to understand that. And so that would have been your telltale sign that, okay, that my short from this X range pivot breakdown, because that's a technique I teach you guys. It is that if you break down after divergence of the X range low, you short it. You short the X range pivot, which is it's usually near the 0.5 or the dead cat bounce. Sometimes it's right at the 0.6, which is fine, but you just cannot close above it consecutively, because that invalidates the setup. And so, came here, rejected. You would have thought at first you did, but you saw here, you say you didn't see this. But as soon as we came back over and started closing above the X range, that's when you know that your top side is vulnerable, and it could be taken out any time. And you just kept getting attacked, couldn't break any lows. We're attacking the top side more often, and then finally we broke up. So TJX wouldn't have got you in on that position, but if you know what to look for on value range theory, that was a divergence false, by the way, obviously, because it moved back up after a divergence call. And then the same thing with this one. Like, let's just be simple. So let's say, okay, TJX would never get you out of a position like on this thing, like right at the top. You just gotta know via other signs when to exit. I'm telling you, it's just like this is pretty extended. Usually when TJX gets over like 2, you want to, or gets below 2, you want to start thinking about taking a position or getting out of position. So 2 is right here. Two's right here. And you see we just got there right at the top. So I may add a line for an alert system for us, so we could add it there for us, so we just know when to possibly take a position out, or take profit or exit position. Okay. But that's essentially how you use TGX. It's fairly simple. So at this point, for going on, just continue on our process. So at this point, you got the sell signal, but you're wondering, should I sell? Well, that's when you use value range theory. Divergence is always within this leg. I say your most, like I say, it's around here, your X pivot. It's never the high, it's never the low. It's either there or there. So you could do this if you want. It's either one of those. And you see we definitely broke that in less time and definitely in less complexity. And all you're waiting for is a retracement less with just a decent, some sort of bounce, You'd be setting positions in this range, obviously, specifically on that low and that high. You see we never got that, but that's essentially how you do it. Since we broke that range in less time and less complexity, you would short the bounces. It's only, well, specifically if it had bearish volume, like on the bull side. So that's not really bearish volume. You don't really get super bearish volume. From here to here you do. But continue on. So we break down, come down. We don't break the bull range. We don't break the bull range. So you potentially could have entered a position here. Has this bouncing on this, but it is a little bit dangerous when it gets below here. You usually want to wait for it to start crossing back over the median stuff. But you can, like I said, you can take that position there because it is a zone we watch to take a position off of. As long as it doesn't enter below the red, is fine in terms of momentum. So we hit this. So this position would have got you stopped out via, it would have got you in a bad position if you're just using TGX here. Because you possibly would have entered a position here, came up and it rolled over one more time. And it'll be below those lows, Let's see if VRT would have saved you. So we had divergence here. There to there. Here's your highest point. Here's your low. Here's your X pivot somewhere in here. Still not that high. It's off this high. It's off those highs right here. I meant lows here. It could be either one of those actually. There's a lot of price. There's a lot of action right there too. But typically it's in that last leg here. Subjective, either one. Just go off that low just for shits and gigs. So take it off right there. And you take it off, hits that divergence, and you're moved fairly up here. Well, I guess it is the high you're taking off this point. My fault. It is the high you're taking off this point. My fault. And you see how we just really never closed above this little range here. That's why I say it's more of a range, it's not necessarily a price. We never really closed above that range here. You see that? Rejection. We tried. But we did form some bearish divergence here, double top almost, higher high, but we're double top in PA closes. And then you rolled over. So this was another divergence false. This essentially was exactly what this is, but on the other way, on the upside down way. This is literally the exact same thing. It's just the other way around. Same thing. Here's your divergence. Here's your divergence. Here's that sell off. Here's that sell off. This one broke the X range. This one broke the X range. But then he came back below it and started moving back below it. This right here would have been a good entry, like for sure entry, because we broke above it, couldn't sustain above it, rolled under it, and continued down. Broke that Y low. So value range is complex. I know it's complex. I know it's confusing, but if you grasp it and understand it, it's easier to grasp and understand on a higher time frame because things move slower and you can watch things develop a little bit easier. Okay, obviously. So I urge you to use it like in the 4-hour, 2-hour, daily, and 10-hour work. Fantastic. Same with the 4 and 2-hour. I like the 1 hour as well. I actually like it on all time frames, but it works like wonders on 10 and daily, and these three right here. So let's continue on. Since we're still in bull range, right? We have another buy back call right here. As long as it bounces off the top slide, the median, or the low. Does not bounce, and then it finally bounces here. So like I said, you don't always have to take the position because it is risky because it's getting so low, but it's usually it's sometimes worth the risk in essence. It depends on who you are, right? And you also want to draw trend lines in TJX. Draw trend lines. That'll tell you, because if your trend line doesn't break on, I know this doesn't matter here because it's way lower. So this one doesn't really play out too much of an effect. But let's do this from this top side to this right here. We got a high. So we do the same thing. And as long as PA and price and TJX match each other, it's telling the truth. So off any of those highs. And you see here, we did break above it. We did on both PA and TGX, and we sustained the bull range as well as sustaining this. Obviously, it's way low, but we could have just dropped down, you know. And so, a big key to this too. I always forget is the fact that this, like I said, you can do distribution and accumulation on TGX, unlike RSI. So you notice on this low right here. Oh, wrong way. I always do the wrong way. Oh, it's not. You can't do it. It's not right here. I thought I did it. I thought I did it, but it doesn't. I lied. I'll show you that. I'll do a tutorial on that later and find more examples because they're not everywhere, but when you do find them, they're very key to telling where it's going. And so let's say you're wondering if you should buy back in this range. You're just wondering. Well, you got a divergence call, so you could use the value range theory. Always within this leg. I say it's either going to be here or here. Those 2 points. So you're just looking for RSI and PA to match. Breaks over, starts supporting that range. This was your telltale sign to long when it was clearly over the X range here from this divergence call, and also on PA. That moved up, and then it sold off, but it sustained the bull range, and it came up, broke out of the bull range, and obviously we know what's happening. So right now we're currently in the bull range still, and currently, if we're just following TGX, we should only be looking to buy back. Like we should have been buy back here, which I depicted in my charts, but no one followed, because I know I had two different charts to be two different paths of possible action, but I try to help you guys understand how to use certain techniques to help you understand how I see it unfolding, to make sure that you're still within the confines of the count I'm looking at or alluding to. TGX, this helps. My channel thing helps. Value range theory, it all helps. Put it all together and you become a fucking beast. I know it's a lot, but it's not a lot, but it's a lot at the same time. It's not a lot, but it's a lot. It's really not a lot, but it's a lot. It's just a repetitive process that's done over and over and over and over and over again and over again and over again. Like this, like right here, we had a divergence call. I know this would have been an hourly divergence, so you would have had to go. You could have done off 2 hour, but it's a little bit more. It's a little difficult to find the X pivot on that leg here, right? It's a little hard. Like, where the fuck is it? Can't see it right there. If I would say it would be right here, right? So like, let's just say we could do it off this 2 hour divergence, right? We had divergence there, boom, boom. Here to here. I would have said the X range was right here. And you notice how, first of all, on the sell-off, we probably didn't exceed, we probably didn't get lower than a point. Yeah. We only hit a 0.5. We didn't exceed the golden box, so that was a telltale sign that it wasn't a true sell-off. We also didn't violate X range at all. 0 point of it. Instead, we made some sort of a bullish divergence, which is a positive off divergence. So take that low, takes those low as a positive off divergence, and so your top side is at jeopardy of getting taken out, which it was. Now, if you would have closed consecutive candles bullishly above this top right here, so we had, that's when I closed above it, we had one close and a bearish fucking close. That was not a telltale sign that we're going to continue up. But if we would have had a bullish close, like two dojis or two like neutral closes above here in a row, then this had a chance of saying this divergence was false, that this divergence here was false, and it can move up. But what actually happened was, since we closed so shitty, it made and RSI stayed low because we closed so shitty. We actually made another divergence, and so you do the same thing, 0, 1, 2. I would say here or here, either one. So we broke it in less time and complexity, so you short any bounce, essentially. Which that's what I was trying to do the entire time, but we didn't get. I thought it'll be a better bounce. I thought it was, but it was a shitty bounce. It was shitty as fuck. I thought I'd at least get to a 0.5, which it didn't. So, but I did do that call. Remember that? I did. So what's happening here? Essentially the same thing. This is a bigger divergence call. It's like a 4 hour time. So So this is jump to a 4-hour time frame. I know I haven't answered any of your questions, and I'll get to that as soon as I change this over, because I just realized there's a reason why. Did you check the bot thing? No, I have not checked the bot thing. I have had no time today. I'll check it tomorrow. Sometime, hopefully, maybe. Shitty closes, shitty Wicks, a whole bunch of Wick City. Wick City. I think it's more like a 6-hour time frame. It is 10 hour? Oof. Daily. Nope. 10 hour. I like the 6 and 5, but I'm most likely 6. So, the fact that we had divergence here, we already sold off a shit ton, but we haven't really went anywhere. Makes me think that we're going to continue up, especially since we're closing above this high here. Unfortunately. Okay, we should have fell out the sky already in regards to value range theory. If when divergence is true, it happens quick. When divergence is false, shit doesn't really happen that quick. Still within the channel. That's huge. There's no real lines to go off TJX. On our side, it's probably breaking the channel. So if we could just close consecutive candles outside this channel, then it will fall out. But I'm really thinking it's going to do this. So I don't think anything has changed really for Ethereum and crypto in regards to the overall outlooks. I'm leaning more bullish, to be honest now. A little bit more upside. Now this is pretty crazy. Okay, now what I wanted to get to was a little Forex. Alright? Wanted to get a little Forex here. What's specifically, this is pretty monument. This is pretty fucking great. But I don't it's not coming to a big sell off like I thought it was. Like, this is not a sell off I would have expected. We got a head and shoulder here, but is it gonna be true? I don't know. We didn't really clear this entire range like how I really wanted to, although we did in less complexity and time. We didn't really clear the entire range as I wanted to. We did violate it, but we didn't really clear it. So we'll see how this goes. This can just be a start of something though. I just noticed this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. 1, 2. This might actually come pretty far down. I think it might actually come down here. Although this was all just bearish volume. I have no idea what the hell that is. Yeah, TJX got way topped out too, so yeah, definitely would have been buyback. Buyback. DXY back. And it almost entered the red, but didn't. Almost, but it didn't. But this made some horrible bearish to reds here, which I noticed. Looking at DXY. DXY just never wants to die. Never. Never, never, never. Looks like some, definitely looks like some topping pattern. If specifically, if we look at this, draw a line. Okay. If TJS continues to go down and it kind of flutter up in this area, I think this is just going to fall out the sky. And this maybe make like a weird ass WXY or some shit. A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This could still be somewhere, something like that. So DXY is still unclear. I really thought if this would have been the count, I think right here, WXY is X and A, B, C. I think we should have fell out the sky pretty aggressively already. So I don't think this is the count. So I don't know if I'll be entering this here on USD/JPY as well, just because how we haven't really fell out the sky. There's not really any momentum getting picked up. You notice here we had, if we do our value range theory here, I have no idea what this is in there. It'll do. So if it's in that leg, it's right there. So we finally got a few closes underneath it, but we're not really showing anything crazy. Although we're now closing beneath it, kind of. If we get a few closes beneath this level, then I do think we'll fall. But as of right now, I think we need 2 to 3 underneath this level to validate this. Just because DXY is so in the air still, I don't know about DXY. I really don't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It could just be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're not making ABC. Who knows? I need DXY to show me a little bit more, or this a little bit more. Okay, let's go to the one that I was getting asked about a little bit. I'll cover Forex a little bit better for us tomorrow. I'm running out of time in regards to when I need to get to sleep. It's 1 hour. It's 1 a.m. right now. Dang, this is battling this. I think if we could run over this, it would fly. Look at this head and shoulder right here. Head and shoulder breakout on USD. It's essentially the same thing. Euro USD is essentially the same thing as DXY. literally, almost the same thing. So if I'm bullish on, I'm kind of bullish on this. We're pretty high on RSI, but that's okay. It's not our first time being this high. We could run tonight. We could run to this higher. We're bullishly trending over all our two special, not two, but basically our one. A Chevy MA right here. So I do think this is gonna go up here. No trade taken yet. The one I really want to be, I'm curious about the ones that we've been watching. Yeah, we need to really get over these this high on right here on here on this is an OBV on the OBV because this is showing that we have a potential distribution setup, which is true, up in that range. What is very concerning to this entire move up is all of that. Very concerning. In terms of structure, A, B, or W, X, Y, A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks very like a five. It has to be like a five-way impulse, I'm assuming. So maybe this real quick. One more little high, and then a correction, a major correction. It'll probably do something similar to this. So we broke out. We'll probably retrace. Well, let's see how far have we extended so far. How far have we extended, actually? Oh, yeah, that's true. So we hit the golden box. It was too far for a flat algo. Let's check what this one hit. I hit a perfect flat. So yeah, I don't like that as a flat. So yeah, I like this as A, B, C, and we're coming up, and I'll take this short as well when it comes. And I'll be shooting for that low right there. See where it'll be coming, like right above those highs for your stop. Sort it to down there. Ultimate target will be this, but not given. I'm thinking of that because we just hit head and shoulder here. I think we'll stay above this. I definitely think it's an ABC of some sort of ABC. And then after this, not really sure because this definitely made this wasn't a 5-wave impulse, as far as I'm concerned, wasn't it? A B W X Y A B C or whatever W X Y, both W X Ys, whatever. So this will probably make it W X Y as well. Instead of this being ABC, it's WXY as well. But it'll be a potential another buyback opportunity coming in soon for Euro and ZD. But for now, I'm thinking of this. Let's get TGX on there. Yeah, TGX is pretty gas. It's at 2. Pretty gas. So I would. I mean, it can run all the way up to 3. But like, that's very rare. when I had front of 3, what happens though? I mean, this indicator does work very well. It does. Like, at first it was a potential buyback. Got into the red zone though. Had many bullish divergences in a row, which is very bullish. Had a technically a sell incoming, but since he has so many bullish divergences, you just probably wouldn't take it. Came back in the bull range. We're now in bull range, so we're just checking to see if we support it. Supported. Bull range, bull range. Possibly take profit there. Supported. So as soon as we took off, again, parabolic. Get back in. Supported. Invalidated it finally. So at this point, you're like, okay, it might not be bull zone anymore, bull range. But we continue up this way anyways. And as soon as we broke this high, you could have possibly entered, but I think you would have entered in too late. No, if you would have entered in here, you still would have gotten some decent gains from there to there. If you know what to look for to get out. But I think, see how this was all sell and buy incoming possibly. Barely got under the bear range, but that's bear range. So sell it, broke in. You could have sold that right here. You sold that poke. Didn't break above it. Could have sold that. Sold that. Could have sold that. And you would have got trapped here selling this because right now you're in red. Right now you're getting trapped because you would have sold here and it ran against it. So you probably got stopped out. But the point is, works very well, okay? But I think this is gonna be the setup here. Do we have anything else, any other cool charts to look at here? What's this? Euro, USD. So is it? Oh, that's E. I was like, what the fuck? Oh, that's pretty nuts. CGPY. So let's just look at. Okay, this was wrong. Oh no, it wasn't. It was right. Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, we got stopped out. I forgot. But it wasn't the exact count because we took off from here. We broke down, but we took off. So I don't. That's not the exact count, obviously. I thought it was gonna be ABC, but it wasn't. How about REDGPY? What's this one doing? So far, a whole bunch of nothing. Actually, no position entered technically. This is fluttering around, so this might 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that 5? Could be. Still nothing. Nasty divergences, but we're not really getting anywhere. For some reason, I think Euro's gonna fly. Like that's the best looking chart so far. Nothing's really moving anywhere. There's not really any movement in Forex at the moment. Nothing really exciting. Besides this is fully coming alive. Expect this all to go all the way down there to the minimum. No, I didn't chart that one. That one fully hit our target. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm about to buy the shit out of this. Buyback initiated. So what I see here, what's all my mess? Okay, it's this. W, X, and a Y. W and ABC, ABC. X and whatever it wants to be, and an ABC and a flat. A, I'm looking for a C wave complementary to A, meaning a 5 wave impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in any diagonal. Cannot get better than this. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're buying this. We're buying that. We're buying the breakout. I mean, you could buy the low, but again, I don't know. That's risking yourself. Obviously, you can't get lower than wave 3 here. So let's do this. So if this is true, any diagonal here, we cannot get lower than that zone right there. So a logical place to set your orders would be like this. Whoops. Right below, right in the middle of invalidation, and set your buys in that range right here. I don't think it'll break. I think it'll wick below the trend line here, this bottom side trend line. So we can just draw that real quick. But I don't think it'll break it. I like close and break it. You know, I think it'll wick it though. So right here, set your orders that like between such like this. And then you're shooting for the hallelujah shot. Yeah, I know, seems crazy, but I think this might be done correcting for the or the final implication is this. Okay, watch this shit. 1, 2, 3. Where the fuck is it? Oh, this. Here we are. This is all A, and all this is B, and this is C yet to come. Could be it. W. Because like this doesn't match. Let's see here. What's the time aspect of this? We over exceeded the time aspect, so this actually might be true here. And this will either make a 5-wave impulse or an ABC. That'll mimic the time of this or this. But I think it'll do its own thing because these two look very much the same in terms of the time. Actually, no, they weren't. This middle section was a lot longer, so I do think this will mimic this. So I expect it. I'm just throwing a guess, obviously. I don't know when we're going to end this low. But I project it to be somewhere in there. Like so. So if this is the case, I'm expecting like an irregular flat here then. You dickwad. Right there. Perfect. I do think it'll just hit this double top. I need to refer back to my old notes because I was trying to think of something that helps us understand the flats. I will a tutorial on the flat algos that helps us in my Loom video playlist. I need to find it again so I can revert back to it. But it helps us teach us and help show us when you can expect an irregular or expanded flat. It's when your B leg gets over golden pocket. Yeah, I think it's something to do with this golden pocket. I can't remember exactly, but I'll try to remember later and revert back to it. But I do think that range, that's a very, very, very logical, very, very logical right here. I don't think it'll go above that range at all. So I will be targeting this as give or take a few pips, obviously on each side. Like so. Yep, I'm liking this a lot. Liking it a lot. Alright, so I think that's really it. I don't really have anything else to cover today, guys. Tonight. So it's 1:30. I exceeded my time I wanted to go for. I wanted to stop at 1, but it's alright. I covered what I wanted to cover. We covered a few good things. Earlier today, I didn't check the chart out. I really didn't feel anything on Forex. I was kind of not excited for it, but it looks like we have found something. So I'll post all the charts that I ran through, and let's hope we're right. Specifically, I like this one a lot. This one really intrigues me. It really intrigues me. Specifically, this last little bit right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's see how it runs. That'll be a really good R to R. 16, 14, even to our lowest target is 11. Looks really good. Alright, so I'll go ahead and post this one first. Look, we got divergence call too, so we could actually play some value range theory on this. We had it up here. Look at this. This is golden. Golden. It was right here. Notice how we didn't close under it? Look at that. Moved up one more time, but we didn't clear those highs. Invalidation of the setup. And he probably rejected the golden box here, huh? Yeah, we rejected closes. We could not close above it. See that? Boom. Fell down. So we can do something similar on the bottom side. We got divergence. Right there. Our X pivot's right here. We need closes above this range right here. If we close above that, then we're bullish. I have a feeling that this will create one more bearish setup like this, where this will run high. We're going to reject this, and we roll over one more time. Like I said, I think this is going to be our buy zone down here. Shit. Alright. Alright, everybody. I appreciate y'all rock with me. I know this was a very short and sweet edition, but this was just meant for the members to keep us on track, and I'll try to do this every night for our members, okay? To keep us rolling and on track, and I'll try to keep it as short and quick as possible, and just to reiterate and cover all the things that I find during my Mondays and my Wednesdays and my Fridays, okay? So I'll post these charts. I hope everybody had a great day, and I hope everybody has a great night. And with that, I will leave this open for a few more to see if anyone has any questions, to shoot me any other charts they want me to run over last minute, and I'll go ahead and do that for you. I won't go over too many. I'll probably cover like 2 or 3, and that's about it. I'll put on some tunes so you don't have to hear me type, because I'm about to post all these charts. Neo just looks like it completed a Neo looks like a good long. Not gonna lie. I might buy some Neo. Absolutely love this song. Music is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, but I'm liking this. Neo, that's like a. I didn't look like a. That's like an ABC, not a 5-wave impulse. Interesting. I'm not sure if I like this one. That's a weird. So that's kind of weird. I might actually consider this just like a B. Hmm. Because the discrepancy in this looks like an ABC. It should have broken up already, in my opinion. But it's not a bad. It's not a bad look. Anyways, I'll post this chart as well. But I don't see any questions coming in, so I'll go ahead and get out of here. Catch me again live sometime tomorrow, my people. All right, it's been a pleasure. I hope everybody has a great night, great day. Shoot me any questions you have, any concerns you have. I'll happy to answer them. Anybody that I haven't added to any of the indicators, I will get to tonight, hopefully. And if not, for sure tomorrow. I know I didn't get those today, and I apologize for that, but I promise to get back to those as soon as I possibly can. All right? Much love, everybody. This is your boy, Satoshi Heavy, signing the fuck out. I hope everybody has a great night. God bless. Peace.